Hello, what's up? I'm Brian here doing another video for you guys, and this time Transformers Studio Series just keeps evolving because originally it was part of the live-action movies and we got those characters, and then they decided to do the Transformers the movie with the cartoon characters, which was still technically tied with the movie, but now we're going into video game territory, and I think there's a couple of reasons why. Number one, it seems that Transformers Studio Series is hyper-focused on making them accurate to their representation on screen, so, you know, from the movies, from the games, that's kind of their focus, which I'm totally fine with. I like that. And then two, we've got a video game coming out called Transformers Reactivate. I believe that's what it's called. And I think that the reason why they're doing these game series characters is because it's going to move into doing that. It's kind of like how when we got the Studio Series characters to start with, it kind of moved into the Bumblebee movie and Rise of the Beast characters. So it kind of seems like an evolution to that. So I kind of understand what they're going for with that. And so I'm not too upset. Also, they do list this as a game series type of line for Studio Series with a different style of packaging where it's got mostly silver. So I'm totally fine with it, even though I feel like Studio Series was fine focusing on live action characters. I feel like at this point there's only so much that you could do. So, you know, to keep Studio Series fresh, let's move on to video game characters and not completely move on. I mean, we still get our live action stuff. But anyways, let's go ahead and show off the War for Cybertron characters, and I am so happy that we're getting War for Cybertron characters because they have such sleek, awesome Cybertronian designs, and so I'm happy about that. Some of my favorite figures from Generations early on was based on War for Cybertron. I like the Optimus Prime, the Megatron, and whatnot. I especially love the Soundwave, so yeah, it's going to be cool to see after more than a decade we get these characters. So, this is Barricade, and what's cool about Barricade is that he never got a Cybertronian form for the Generations line, so this is his debut as getting a toy, and hopefully that continues on. Hopefully we get more characters that didn't really have a toy, or maybe didn't really have too many toys, or didn't have a decent toy that gets a new look here. Anyway, so Barricade has this very aggressive looking Cybertronian alt form. You can see that the front section has these spikes, kind of reminds me of his movie version, so that's kind of cool. But yeah, I love the grays and the purple. It's very Decepticon-esque, and you can see that the gun can slap on the top there, but I don't mind because, again, these are Cybertronian alt forms, so I think that's totally fair. And then we take a look at his robot mode. Now, the reason why I'm taking a look at these stock images and not the ones with the background is because they actually mistransformed Barricade. They put the wheels up on the upper legs, and it just made it look clunky and a mess. And as soon as I saw that, I was like, oh, they couldn't have done anything better. Well, obviously they could, because this fixes it. He definitely has big feet. They look like flippers, but overall, not too bad. I like the design of the head and the chest. I think it looks pretty good. I even don't mind the backpack because you got these purple sections right here that just kind of adds a little flair to it. And what's cool about these, and I actually speculated this a while ago, is that you can swap the arms for the guns much like their in-game universe. It's just attached to a joint with a mushroom peg, so you can still articulate that arm, but yeah, it's a weapon, so that's pretty cool. And yes, he does have a proper arm, so you can swap that out. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I do like that. And then we take a look at Bumblebee. Now, the cool thing about Bumblebee is he desperately needed a new toy, because as much as I kind of like this one, I kind of don't. I know this is the Cliff Jumper. I don't have the Bumblebee, but yeah, I like some of the shaping to this. I like the body and how that's designed. But then you have a big backpack and he's just way too big. So, you know, getting another version of Bumblebee seems to be a good idea. And I think that his alt mode does look fantastic. I love the red highlights with the gray. I think that complements the yellow. I think the wheels don't really speak out as much as they should. Like, they're not as big as they should be. They just look very tucked in. But it's also the fact that the rims are so huge, and that kind of makes it blend to the overall toy. Now, he does have a whole bunch of weapons. He's got this cannon that plugs on top. He's got a sword on the back, and then this other gun on the back. So, most of the stock images for the robot mode just shows him with one gun and the sword. So, I'm curious to see if this means that you could swap different weapons, or maybe the weapons can combine, because it almost looks like the one on top is actually carrying the gun arm that I'll have later on, because you can see that the nub at the front there looks like a different piece to the rest of the weapon. So I'm not sure entirely what's going on with that. But then we take a look at the robot mode, and this is where things just kind of don't really work for me. I do like some aspects. I think the arms are fine. I think the legs are fine, although I would like some color separation for the feet. I think overall it looks okay. I think I'm gonna like the size. I'm hoping that this is a lot shorter compared to some of the other characters, so that's not too bad. I love the design for the head. I think that looks good, but it's the body I don't like. The back actually looks a lot better than the original toy, but he just looks like he's pregnant or something, or he's carrying a big backpack on the front of his chest, because I think the wheel rims are just a bit too much, and then he's got no abdomen section. It just kind of goes with the front of the car, then it just leans off to the front, and I don't know. I don't think that works, but the rest of the toy I'm totally fine with, and I'll be happy if he's, you know, small. And then we take a look at the Optimus Prime. Now, Optimus Prime with Generations was one of my favorite Generations figures early on. I think he's fantastic. But taking a look at this, I'm happy about it. I don't think it's going to completely replace this because I'm still having a lot of fun with it. But just for the fact that he's a Voyager Class Optimus Prime, I'm happy about that because I felt like Optimus Prime needed to be a lot bigger, especially with the Follow Cybertron Optimus Prime that came out later. But yeah, this is such a wicked design. I know some people don't like it, but as a Cybertronian twist to the Optimus Prime, I love how different it is, especially how the front curves into that and then blends into the back. I just... Man, I love this alt form. The wheels look good. The front section with the silver is nice. The front grille, it all looks fantastic. He does have an axe weapon that in one of the stock images looks different, so it seems like you can kind of transform it to, you know, change its look if you want to. And then he's got his ion blaster, which again does transform into the arm, so that's cool. I'm not sure if that will be able to swap with the other deluxes, because I imagine the mushroom peg is going to be a lot bigger, but maybe the deluxes you could swap around and the Voyagers you could swap around. But yeah, pretty cool alt mode, and then the robot mode looks fantastic. I think the silver is a little too bright. I would have preferred a much deeper, darker gray like this one, but that's pretty much my only complaint of the toy, because I love the battle axe. I love that it comes with that, because there was a very famous third-party accessory that was just the battle axe that was very famous for a lot of people. And then, again, he comes with the ion blaster that, you know, swaps with the arm, so that looks good. But he's a much more chunkier and much more cleaned up version of the Optimus Prime. Again, I like that original toy, but this one looks more closer to his in-game design. And I think the heft is thanks to that Voyager Class price tag. The head looks pretty good. The chest is nice. All the design elements, they look proper, so I'm very happy about this. And then we take a look at this, and I was not expecting an opening matrix of leadership. That's really cool. It's painted. I don't think you can remove it. I could be wrong about that, but it looks like it's just painted in. Still, the fact that he has that, which was a significant part of the game, that's fantastic. You could also see that the Autobot symbols seem to use an orange tint, so, you know, you can actually see that. But yeah, very cool design. I love this so much, and I'm so happy that they're diving into War for Cybertron characters. You know, it's after a decade, and we haven't really thought too much of the games in a while, except for some people are opening the servers after they were closed. But the fact that they're doing this is awesome. I'm kind of hoping for good things on the Megatron coming out, and hopefully they also move on to Follow Cybertron, because I would like to see some of those designs as well. Maybe we could get a new Leader Class Grimlock. I don't know. So with that out of the way, what do you guys think? Please comment below, let me know. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, and all those fun doodads, and I'll see you guys next time.
AllSpark TV. Now that's just prime.